Good morning and welcome back to Pinebrook Homestead. Today I thought I would bring you out to the garden and just kind of show you on October 5th what is still growing, what we have available to us, and a lot of these crops, once the frost hits, are going to be gone unless I use my row covers and try to protect them. So like I said, we are in the upper garden, and right below us here we have kale and cabbage and Brussels sprouts, and the Brussels sprout that will not be contained is down there. Behind me I have a row of tomatoes, and it goes all the way down. There are about 28 tomato plants up here, and so this produces a lot of our sauce and stewed tomatoes and salsa, and I use it all winter long. Look at this Brussels sprout. Isn't that not crazy? So you might ask, why do I have this all covered? Okay. And this covering covers brassicas. And we have the cabbage butterfly moth. And if I do not cover them, that moth will destroy all of my brassicas. They lay worms on them, and then the worms just eat it up, and I would never have anything. Let me step up into here. So we are on a slope down to our tree line, and when we put this garden bed in, we had to backfill a lot of soil on this one, but we've kept it in rows, which has allowed us to produce so much more food compared to our lower garden, and we'll show you that one as well. So up here, and I'm going to turn you around, you're going to see we have our zucchini. And we were in a drought up until a week ago. And then we ended up with all of the bans from the hurricane, then turned into the tropical storm. And it sat over our area for about 5 days. And it was just constant rain for 5 days. So you'll notice on my zucchini, I ended up cutting leaves off. And that is because I ended up with powdery mildew on a lot of the lower leaves. So this entire row of zucchini will probably be in for another 2 weeks, and then we will be planting our garlic in this row to overwinter so that we can harvest it in July. But we've got all sorts of beautiful tomatoes. Looks like I need to be picking, but let's take you down to the lower garden and we'll see. Oh, I'm going to share something with you. Let me jump down out of here. So I am going to stand in front of a brush pile. And I hope you can see this. This brush pile. What are we doing with that? Well, I am going to show you how to make a garden bed out of all this. And we are going to plant fruit here for next year. I may add some other crops in there, but it is predominantly going to be fruit. That is one thing that we do not have enough of on the property. So we are gonna do a lasagna garden with this bed, and I'll show you how in a future video. I do need my husband's help for this one. We ended up taking down a tree here, and then the wood ended up having to season, which we will use in our wood burning fireplace. So we'll get this all cleaned up, and we are gonna make our third garden bed. Okay. So like I've said, Pinebrook Homestead was named after the big pines, but then we also have the creek behind us, which I love. So we have left this area wild. We look at it as it is our summer fence. When all the leaves are up, I can't see the neighbors behind me. And just getting through here. Yeah. And then we have these massive pines. So now we are down in the lower garden, and we originally started this garden with 3 raised beds, and then the next year we added 3 more, and then we added 3 more, and I believe we're up to maybe 12 down here. I would have to count. And the majority of this garden held all of our summer crops. So we had a lot of beans, Hungarian wax beans, 2 beds of green beans that we put up for the winter. And then I tried to seed spinach and beets in the empty beds. With the drought and the heat, I did not have a great germination on those. I have a few beets that have come up, but I didn't get exactly what I wanted. We were going to do a cold frame, and we have decided not to. We are creating that 3rd garden bed up at the top, and with the week of rain that we had, it really kind of set us back. Plus, without the germination of everything, I just thought, let's not waste our money there. Let's put our time and resources into that 3rd bed so we'll have it to plant in the spring. So what is growing down here? Well, behind me, I have this big trellis. And these are Christmas lima beans. Now, my husband and I decided with the rest of them that we were going to let them dry, and that way we would have better storage for them rather than canning them. So we'll probably get in here this weekend and see what we have to pick and use as a dried bean. We also have I have some cinnamon basil that I let go to flower, and I do that for the pollinators because I still have more tomatoes down here. So I really want to keep the pollinators down here so that they can pollinate the tomato flowers. So we still have a lot of green tomatoes. It is amazing. And, you know, like I said, our predicted frost date is the end of October. So when it comes up and it's time to pull these plants and the frost has damaged them, I'll probably be using the green tomatoes and making either a salsa verde or a green tomato curry, something like that. So we will definitely be using them, but yeah, we still have a lot of tomatoes coming in. So behind me, we have 2 beds of sweet potatoes. And the sweet potatoes we will probably be harvesting the end of this month, beginning of November, and pulling those out before the ground freezes. I am in zone 6A, and you can see there's an empty bed there. And then what we end up doing with that empty bed is we cover all of the beds after everything is out. We cover all of our beds in leaves, mulched up leaves, and that ends up decomposing in the bed and adding to the soil, and the worms love it. And then in the spring, we'll end up turning it in. What does not decompose. I have to watch walking through the sweet potato plants, but I do have a poblano plant here, still producing a lot of poblanos, as well as I have a cherry tomato plant that went rogue. Although the cherry tomatoes, they really got hit with the rain, so not too good. Behind me, I have more peppers. We have the Hungarian wax, the hot peppers, and then we have cayenne. And I have cayenne peppers drying all over my house. I use them for red pepper flakes as well as just chopping them up for a hot pepper powder. So back in here, we actually have an Asplasia apple tree that's going crazy. Although I've never gotten an apple off of it. We have deer that come up through the farm fields behind us, and they love my apples. So I have to figure out a better way of caging this apple tree in so we can finally get some apples. We also have blackberries, which they're crazy. They are so tall. They are way up there. And then this year we decided to try our hand at corn, and that didn't work out so good. So yeah, this is our little homestead. And like I said, we grow 50% of our food in half an acre. And amongst our neighbors, we have neighbors all around us. I love it. I love being able to come out here and get my own food and put it up for the winter. Yeah, I love the stability of it. The gardens are amazing. They are amazing. They feed my soul, provide food for the family, and our neighbors. I give a lot away. And every year I try a new crop. My new crop this year was the Brussels sprout. So we will see how we harvest these Brussels sprouts. I've never grown them before. And we'll just go from there. Up on our deck, I do have more crops as well. So let me get up there. Sun shining this morning. It was cold this morning. We woke up, I think it was 57 degrees. We are getting up to 74 today. Tomorrow is supposed to be 80. And we're going to enjoy this weather because I don't know when it's going to change. But I did grow some peas, and you can see that. And then my fun experiment that I'm thrilled about is the green stalk with the carrots. So we've got all these carrots in here, and I am gonna let them go. And I actually have 2 green stalks with them, but I am gonna let them go until probably another 3 weeks. I will let them go. I still have my herbs up here. We had potatoes, which is the black bags that you see behind me. And you might ask, what are you doing with those black bags? Well, take a seat. I put all the soil from the potatoes in these bags, and then I will leave them in the sun, and any contaminant or disease or anything that soil might have, the sun is going to bake it. And then I end up using that soil to top off and use in other pots after I put some organic matter in it, and then I fertilize it. So there you have it. There's the October garden tour, and a lot still going on. I am getting ready to pull pots and pull plants and do that while the weather's nice, especially from the deck. But we are continuing on and growing as long as we possibly can. Plus, we're going to put in that 3rd garden bed. So stay with us. The upcoming videos, oh, holy jalapenos. We got a lot of them. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the jalapenos, and then we'll be taking another grocery shopping tour. But I have to tell you, I'm going to be brave. I am going to record in the store. And Yeah, that makes me nervous a little bit, having an audience and drawing attention to myself. I don't care. So we're gonna go do that. Thank you so much for joining us today, and I really hope that you enjoyed the garden tour. I will put more pictures behind. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them below. And in the meantime, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Have a great day, everybody.